Welcome, one and all, to this, the F2 Show's World Final Build-Up for 2015. My name is Johnny Hall, I'm your host and commentator for the next 20 as we look back to the semi-finals, which happened yesterday, the 23rd of August, over at sunny Skegness Stadium. It was a beautiful sunny day, it was beautiful, hard and exciting racing. And we'll bring you commentary from both semi-finals as we bring you as live commentary from the track, and it's something a little bit different. So those who weren't there, obviously know the grid, know the story. We'll give you the full grid at the end of the show after both semi-finals. But in the meantime, let's, without further ado, head to semi-final number 1. Beautiful summer's day at Skegness, and well, this was a very good semi-final. So, just to set the scene, it is semi-final 1 that we start with. First semi-final, pole man is George McMillan. So, let's start with the commentary now. Well, we're here at Skegness Raceway. Stoxradio's live, well, not as live coverage of the 2015 semi-finals here at Skegness. Semi-final 1, just about to get underway. All the drivers on track for this one. Starting with the man who starts on pole, the reigning world champion, number 1, George McMillan, all the way from Glasgow. Been exemplary world champion. He made his second best position in the semi-final. It's been second, and he this year has been in 6 semi-finals and 5 world finals. This might be the 6th one for him, certainly will be. But alongside him on the front row is Andrew Palmer, a man who's found his form on the tarmac this year. Certainly looking at this, his highest score this year was it's Coventry with 29 points. His best semi-finishing was at King's Lynn and also Hensford. He's had 11 semi-finals and 7 world finals. Alongside him, 6'7" Neil Hooper. He won a semi-final back in 2006 at Barford. And then he has also been in 16 semi-finals and 10 world finals. I think he's the one with the most. Chris Burgoyne, alongside him, he is in the number 647 car. He won the semi-final at Hensford all those years back in 2011. Crimman was his luckiest round this year, and he has also had 14 semi-final appearances previously. Now, we were due to see Michael Green. Unfortunately, he's failed the foul of scrutineering. So along to third row inside moves Jamie Conway. It's his debut, first ever time here at the World Final. And alongside him is, again, another bloke who has also fell foul of the scrutiny. Tony Blackman is gone. So up to him is the 2011 World Champion, Mark Simpson. He, alongside that, he won his semi-final at King's Lynn in 2007. Alongside him, behind them, Lewis Geach in Treble 1. He is, his best position is 6th, back at Barford in 2006. Aaron Veit makes his debut, and also making his debut is Aaron Veit. He makes his debut here today. And Matt Linfield, fresh from a maximum at the Bristol qualifying round, he makes his debut with a Z-Tech powered car. So 2 Z-Techs in a row there. And one young gun that you can keep an eye on. He is one to watch. He's had 1 previous semi-final and 1 previous world final. It's actually England. Last year he didn't do too well at Cowdenbeath for the world final, but certainly got into the world final from the back of it. He is there. Also, Darren Clark. Hasn't yet finished a world semi-final. Has been in one before. His best round was at Birmingham this year. Chris Utley makes his debut as well this year, and his best round is his local track at Barford. And he is also only 3 rounds, so he's quite good there. Now, John Wright is due to be coming in next, but we have Darren Clark, and Chris Utley. We've lost John Wright and Daz Short, so it's not John Wright and Daz Short. They're not in it, both not showing. So next we go to Tom Ackroft, yet to finish a semi-final. Had 3 previous appearances. And this year could be his year. He's looking quite good. Barry Clow in 597 is the next man that we see. here at Mildenhall. He was a big round, very known for the shell, but he's no mug round here on the tar either. And last year he qualified for the World Final. And no chuffed minutes. So I would say he's on the cusp of being a veteran. So there we go. Then, so the grid is starting to form here at Skegness. It's a packed crowd. It's a fairly busy crowd. I wouldn't say it's as busy as a UK weekend, but certainly that's perhaps it's just a single day was there. The next man out, the 2009 and 2012 world champion, Mickey Brennan. Mickey had a very quiet season so far this year. His best performance is second at Buxton, where he then went on to win the world final. And his best round this year was at Sheffield. And as you can hear, Mickey Brennan's fan club is just in front of us here at Skegness. So it's all good in this particular hood. Plenty of reserves coming into play. We have got a fair few, unfortunately. The reserves include some of the drivers. But next man is a man making a comeback this year, Sheldon Wadsworth. Second, he certainly was there. The best performance was in 10th. And Cowdenbeath and Hensford. He's had 2 appearances in the World Final, and his best qualifying round was at Northampton. Now it looks as though we've got Pete Bartram coming out next. We are due to have James Riggle, but I think he's nowhere near at the moment, unfortunately. But yes, we've got Mark Fortune. He was due to join in. Unfortunately, he is also suspended. So there's a lot of bad boys at the moment. But we've got Pete Bartram, had a monster crash up at Hensford. James Riggle is here. I didn't see him there. James Riggle's there. He's here making his debut. Second in the British Championship this year. And then we have Pete Bartram, had a massive run at Hensford, and he went the way of that. So it's very good to see his car back on track. 315, Justin Fisher. This is his track. He loves racing at this track at Sheffield. Sheffield, Skegness. That's Justin Fisher. This is his 11th semi-final appearance, and is aiming for a 5th world final appearance here. Stephen Forster from Scotland, he's there. He's making his debut in the world final today. His best round was at Cowdenbeath this year, and it's looking like he could well be in with a shout. Robbie Dawson, his 8th semi-final appearance, and Mo Mug around this track has proved on UK Open weekend, but it was raining at a particular point in time. Robbie, obviously second in 2009 and then second in the World Final. 177, Glenn Scott. He is making his tarmac debut, ladies and gentlemen. So he's making it as Glenn Scott in 177. And he is one to watch. Last year he was taking for Novice of the Year. And a debut for Gary Silliphant. Hard his harem scarum stuff, but a debut for him all the way from Davidstow in Cornwall. He scored 5 points at Hensford and St Day, which got him into the semi-finals. So that's there. Now we're into the reserve territory. 745, Andrew Morgan is the first of those. Again, a debutant. Started the season at Andrew Morgan, Lee Morgan in 745. He will be one to watch from the back. But like I say, an ex-banger driver down the west, he makes his debut. A man who isn't making his debut is on his skills, and he is, like I say, hasn't really been setting the world on fire on the tar this year, but he has usually been seeing him more in the saloons as his brother Marcus makes his saloon debut. Behind him, another driver probably making his debut here. It's Jack Cave in 801. That's third reserve. Fourth reserve is Steve Gilbert in 542. He was a little bit concerned that he wasn't going to be making it into the semi-finals, but he certainly has made it in, and it's good to see Steve here today. And bringing up the rear is the man who did every track last year, and that is Paul Moss, all the way. It'll be his third semi-final appearance. Last year, of course, he started outside. There you have it. So the grid's starting to form here at Skegness. It's looking a glorious day. Whilst the rest of the country is suffering monsoon-like conditions, we are treated to an absolutely glorious, if not blustery day, as the flags on top of the Flame Grill Burger Company burger van, if you have been to Skegness, are blowing near enough horizontal here, and some of the posts are wobbling too. So it's a fairly blustery day here at Skeggy today. So we're almost getting ready. They're getting set up at the start of the pitch. It's going to be good. We have several cars here today. It's looking really good. It's a fair crowd. Scots and like as well. So you're listening to Stoxradio's as live coverage of the first Briscoe Formula 2 World Championship semi-final here at Skegness. One of two here today. Of course, the aim of the game is to get to the top 10. Once you're in the top 10, we need then to speak to you and see what's happened, because after those top 10 gets formed, we will be absolutely ready to rumble. Once we're ready to rumble, we know what will happen. The green flag will go down. There will be a few things, and maybe a yellow flag or two. But this, certainly on paper, looks the weaker of the two. But we can't really say that. No stock car races ever won on paper. It's won on the track. So we'll see what we can do. We'll get rolling lap in a moment. So, yes, unfortunately, we've got, like I said, we have lost quite a few drivers from the semi-final. Quite a few shale drivers deciding, no, we're not going to have the tarmac this year. It's a shame. It's good to see Glenn Scott saying, no, I'm actually going to have a go, which is great. But John Wright and Daz Shaw, Tony Blackburn, currently under suspension due to the fact that we had a little contretemps with Andrew Ford at Sheffield. And was it Sheffield? No, Stoke at the beginning of the month. And unfortunately, he then misses the rest of the month. He's due to come back on the 1st of September, which is sadly a bit too late. So this is the semi-final number 1 for the Briscoe Formula 2 cars. Of course, we haven't mentioned those other two drivers, which we always mention on these occasions, Mr. Mezza Speak and Moody. They're due to get involved in semi-final 2. Did a good job there. Interesting, as you know, the World Final order is decided by the first place driver across the line in the semi-finals. Now this year, like they did in 2009, they have little flags going to be attached to their car, which will distinguish which semi-final they're from. So the first flag across the line will win that for their semi-final. So the first car that's flagged from that semi-final will win the right to start on the inside line for the 2015 World Final, which is on September the 12th, 4 p.m. at Hensford Hills Raceway. So, looking at the previous the reserves, Lee Morgan, this is his debut today, and he has, like I say, his best round was at Birmingham. Ollie Skills, 7th at Buxton and 7th at Bristol in 2012 and 13 respectively. This is his 4th semi-final appearance. Jack Cave makes his debut, and Steve Gilbert is on his 2nd appearance as he finished 6th back in 2014 at Milden Hall. PJ Moss yet to finish a semi-final. Could this be the year for PJ? Likes his trips up to Crimond, so we'll see what's that. So we're almost ready and raring to go. So, onto the infield. All drivers plugged in, ready to go. Be 2 warming up laps. So we've got Sammy Brenton, we've got